Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know you guys have seen me put a couple of these up on my Facebook, so I've decided that I would create as easy as possible a tutorial so that you guys can also do a half and half butterfly with me. I'm using my little triangle here to do a X. I'm just using it as a ruler. And I'm just trying to show you guys an easier way to get a butterfly started. So I do start with an X. I am going to remove that purple marker from my stone afterwards, once I've got my shape sorted out. I'm going right in with my Mayan gold. I'm still using my Mayan gold from Folk Art. It's called Folk Art Treasure Gold Mayan 5541. It will be listed in the description. I'm using the gold simply so that you guys can see what I'm doing. It is going to look like a mess for the first little bit, so I am warning you guys. It's going to look like a mess because it does take time and a couple of steady sessions of cleanup. If you guys have been in my channel for a while, you know what I mean by cleanup. Basically, I'm getting my butterfly sketched on, not scutched. I hope that's not a bad word. But I'm going to kind of go over top of the entire right side of the butterfly where I just X'd it out. You're not going to see that at all very, very soon. So I can just make a mess of it. I can get rid of it. I just kind of want it to be the same size as the other side. And generally, you know, doing what I wanted it to do, I'm going to use nail polish remover to get rid of that purple marker. Because if I don't, it's going to bleed right through my paint colors. Whenever I use, say if I'm doing a black background, I usually use a black marker, but I used a purple one so you guys could see it really well on this stone. This stone has been pre-resined, so if you have bumpy stones that you don't know what to do with because you can't really paint on them, resin them first. That's what I've done with this one. Because it was very pitted and very bumpy and there was no way I was going to be able to paint on it easily. So with leftover resin, I just smothered it on this one and let it dry, and now I'm painting on it. So if you're wondering why my stone is so shiny, that is why. And if you're wondering if you can paint on resined rocks, yes, you can. So it does look like one heck of a mess over there. Ignore it. We are going to use black paint to clean it all up because I am going to be dotting this. You do not have to. But you know me, I like dots. So I'm going to dot the heck out of this. And you don't have to. Like I said, do whatever you want. But if you're going to color it your own way without dots, start off with a nice white background instead of a black one. The reason I use black for dots is because they stand out. They just do. On any surface, they stand out if you have black behind them. But if you're just going to paint it in, like using a sponge or whatever, definitely start with a nice white background if you have a dark stone, because you want to have like a primed background. But I'm going to be dotting the whole thing, so everything's going to be black. It's easy for me to clean up all of my gold mistakes as well when I go in with my black. But some of my gold isn't dry yet, so it's just kind of smearing around. You might notice that. It's because I'm impatient. And once I start, I don't want to stop. So I should have waited for some of my gold to dry before I started cleaning it up, because now it's going to take me a couple of coats to clean it up. But you guys will see the finished product very soon. You might have seen the video at the front of this tutorial. That is me and my hubby's anniversary date. We went fishing all day. It was a 2-hour drive. So we cuddled and held hands and chatted all the way there and all the way home. I tried to sleep on the way home, but I could not. But fishing was amazing. We just do catch and release. So you catch one, throw it back, catch one, throw it back. We caught one and threw it back and ended up having an eagle swoop down, grab our fish right by our boat, And well, not directly right near us, but close enough that we could see it. Grabbed the fish right out of the water and flew up into a tree with it. We then followed the where it went, and we could see it so easily up in the tree, chewing on his I don't know, I guess you could call it a free lunch. He didn't have to do any work for it, really. But yeah, we basically handed him a nice big fish for his lunch, and he went up in the tree and ate it. And you've probably noticed that I posted a picture on my community tab of the eagle eating the fish. It was the most amazing experience. My husband was over the moon. It's like part of his bucket list. He has never been that close to an eagle, never watched an eagle eat fish that he just literally caught on his hook, and then threw it back in the water. It was an amazing experience, and it was, memorable, just like every other time we've been there. That's the same lake that we heard my husband's wedding ring just go bloop right in the water. So that's where his wedding ring rests forever. Unless, of course, someone finds it. If you find a ring there, it's my husband's. But no, it was such an amazing experience, and I did share the picture on Facebook. You might have seen it already. But I'm going to post it on my community tab so that everyone on YouTube can see it as well. It was hard for me to get a clear picture because, of course, we're on a boat and it was a bit windy. But that's as good as I could get with my cell phone. And it was just amazing. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. It was just amazing to see that. So I have cleaned it all up, as you can see. I'll get back to the rocks so you guys know. I just cleaned it all up. Everything is nice and visible. You can see all my flowers there. I did have to redo part of the top flower because my darn cat decided to sit his butt down on my desk and stick his tail all over my rock. Luckily, you guys didn't have to see that. But it was still wet and it made a mess, so I had to redo it. But simply put, very simple flowers. Now this part might be a little more challenging, and if you're able to slow it down a little bit, I basically just do little areas and then I round everything off. There's no sharp corners. So I'm using the gold only, and I'm just kind of rounding everything off. No sharpness anywhere. This is a soft, smooth, rounded butterfly wing. It's my own flavor as well. This is not realistic. But yeah, I'm just doing my own thing all the way down the top wing, and then we'll work on the bottom one. The bottom one's a little bit less complicated looking, but I'm basically trying to do some teardrops there, and then I'm going to get rid of all pointed areas, paint them gold. You can see everything is just rounded off. And it might look really difficult when you first look at this picture or hit the thumbnail. It might look like, no, I can't do it. But you really can. Because if I kept up with that attitude, I wouldn't be here with you guys. I was told for most of my life that I wasn't very artistic. Yeah. Don't listen. Don't listen to people. Don't think that you're not good enough, because you are. And if I can do it, you can definitely do it. And a lot of people have said, like, I'm too old to learn all of this. No, you're not. No, you're not. It only took me a couple of years of keeping at it. And then I started selling very easily. And then I opened an Etsy shop. Then I decided I wanted to share with the world how I do it. Why do people always have to keep secrets about how they create their artwork? It's so much more fun, and the world is so much more beautiful with all this artwork around. So yeah, why not share with you? But it's not as easy to paint something myself and make mistakes and figure it out on my own. It's not as easy to just put it out there and show other people how to do it. So it took me a while to figure out how I can paint things a certain way in order to make it easier for you guys to learn. So I'm doing the best I can. If you think it looks hard, please still give it a try. If you screw up the first time or the third time or the seventh time, come back and do it again. My video will be there and it will get easier every single time. That is a promise. I always promise you guys stuff in my videos. I promise it will get easier. I promise if you just keep going, it's going to look beautiful. And that's the truth. That's just a fact. And honestly, through this whole pandemic, these pictures that you guys send me and the messages you send me to let me know that it's helped you in some way, that is what I live for. So if I can help you guys make beautiful things, that makes me happy. So I'm just making sure, as you can see, the bottom wing is a little bit easier and I literally rounded everything off again. So go back, rewind it, pause it, take a look, try it yourself on paper. It's really not that hard. I basically just got rid of all of my pointy edges except for on the bottom wing where there's like a diamond shape coming down. I left the point there. I just thought it would be nice. But now ignore what I'm doing now because I did put my gold dots and then I put a black dot on top. I don't like that. And I'm going to be going back over with the gold and removing those black dots out of there. So just ignore that. This is what I'm talking about. It's not easy to create my own stuff and then figure out halfway through, I don't really like it. So I also forgot to hit record when I started putting my saffron yellow dots in here. I'm starting with yellow. You guys can do whatever color butterfly you want, whatever colored flowers you want. But this is just the way I did some of my more recent half butterfly and half flowers. So I'm starting with yellow, moved to pumpkin orange. I'm listing everything on the screen for you. Just over the past few videos, it might be a little bit easier for you to hit the pause button and say, okay, do I have that color? No, I do not. Do I have something similar? Yes, I do. That's just why I'm doing it. But everything's listed in the description, from the paint to the glitter to the dotting tools, the resin. Everything will be in there. My fine lining brush, everything's in there. So now I'm moving on to engine red. Now that I have a nice chunk of orange, I kind of try and blend each color in with the next by overlapping some of the dots, just to kind of mingle it in there, make it look like it kind of goes from a nice gradient from yellow to orange to red. And then we're going to be using purple, as if you guys didn't know that. I was going to do purple flowers and I decided, no, I'm going to stick with white flowers and I'm going to do purple on the butterfly somewhere. So I'm moving to African violet after the engine red, and that's going to fill up the rest of my butterfly wings. I was going to post a video of the eagle eating the fish up in the tree. It was kind of funny because the fish is still flapping its tail and moving around, and you can tell the eagle's like getting frustrated with it and trying to hang on to it and take a little nibble. But the fish is like slapping him in the face with its tail. So I thought it was kind of funny. But yeah, the video is horrible because it's so windy and the boat's blowing around. And it wasn't the greatest, but I will try and get the video up on Facebook if anybody's able to go there. I'll post a little video of it there. So there, I just wanted to let you know that part. I thought it was kind of cute. Very fascinating to watch. So, I'm doing my leaves super simple. Put your leaves wherever you want. You can do them whatever color you want. I'm actually going to do 2 different shades of green, but I'm not going to do 2 different shades on one leaf. I'm just going to do, like, this leaf is going to be bright green and this leaf's going to be lime green and this leaf's going to be bright green and this leaf's going to be lime green. I'm just going to kind of mix back and forth. I did a little vein down the center of all the leaves, just halfway down, a little crease. But yeah, you guys do whatever you want with your leaves. Once again, you did not have to dot this at all, but it does look beautiful. I like dots. I've liked dots for many, many years. Fascinated by what you can do with dots, the shading that you can do, the size of dots that you can create is very fascinating. So yeah, there, I've done my leaves. Each one's a different shade of green. And now I'm going in with magenta, and I'm just going around the center, and I'm going to bring those up a little bit more, all these little magenta dots. They're going to be more noticeable after the white's on here, and I'm going to mingle them in with the white a little bit more and bring them up the petal. But I'm just going to show you this one first, and then I'll complete the other two without you guys having to watch because it's kind of boring. Go as slow as you need to for this. Don't worry about your dots being all the same sizes. My white is a little bit runnier than my magenta, so some of my white dots run together and become like a little log. Sometimes they look like little logs, a little white log. But that's okay. It still looks amazing, and nobody's going to point out every little mistake that you made. And if they do, don't ever share your beautiful artwork with them again. Do you hear me? You do not need critiques like that in your life. So there, that one's done. And I'm bringing up the magenta a little bit more just to mingle it in. I did it with all three. They look gorgeous. Gorgeous. Now I'm going to outline everything. So in some areas, I've already outlined everything in gold, but I am going to have to emphasize some of the gold again after I've outlined it because I make some of the gold disappear. But that's okay. I like working with gold. Just make sure your black outlining is all done. The black outlining is basically separating the flowers from each other so that they don't just look like all one big mushy flower. It basically just shows you where they are. Ta-da! 3 flowers, not one big mushy one. But yeah, so I'm just cleaning it up. I'm going to outline the whole thing. I'm going to outline the butterfly wing as well in all black and fix any gold that I need to fix afterwards once the black is dry. And you'll be seeing glitter very soon, as if you didn't know. Just warning you, you do not need to use the glitter, but you know that I love it, so you will see. I don't know if you guys have noticed throughout my video, but I lean on my hand. And you can see my bracelet my husband gave me for my anniversary, a little bit of it. It's a beautiful infinity bracelet, and it's got like dangly things, and I just love it. It's so beautiful. My husband's very, very thoughtful. So I am just making sure that my little areas are all clean and ready to go. I'm going to use some chrome powder. It's nail chrome powder. It's usually for people doing manicures, but who told you you aren't allowed to put it on a rock? Nobody told me that. So I'm going to keep using it. It looks fabulous. It kind of looks like it's gold, but when you shift it in the light, there's like some pink and some green, and it looks amazing. I put triple thick on it and let it dry. That's just to keep the glitter in place. I always have triple thick at my desk for that reason. I also put triple thick in the center of my flowers, and it's still really sticky, and I'm shaking on just a little bit of fine gold glitter just on the centers. And once that's dry, I'm going to blow it all off, brush it all off with a really fine brush, and get rid of any extra glitter before I seal it with resin. Because I am going to resin this rock again, even though it's been resined once before. So I'm separating the wings from each other. There's that black line. I've already outlined everything else. It looks fabulous. I'm going to sign it. And then I'm going to go back over my black dots that I put in there, because now you can't even see them. You can't even see my beautiful little dot things coming from the flowers. So I'm going to highlight those and bring those back again, because I just didn't like it. And I thought about it while I finished the rock, and I took a step back and I was like, no, I don't like it. They need to be gold, not black and gold. So that's up to you guys. Don't even have to do that. I just like having dots, more dots on top of more dots. Why not? It just helped my little flower bouquet on the right side. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you're going to use dots for yours, if you're going to try it out, what kind of flowers. You could do daisies. You could do beautiful flowers on the other side. You could do so much more, but it's totally up to you. This was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed making this, and I hope you guys loved it as well. Stay tuned for the resin. Drum roll, please. Okay, sorry, that's ridiculous. I try. Look at this, you guys. Look at that glitter. How can you not love something like this so much? It's so beautiful. I've painted them on wood for my friends. I have put them on my boxes that hold all my vinyl for my Cricut machine. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. That's just a sponge. I'm putting it under there to try and get rid of some of the light shining down on this that I'm not sorry for the glisten and the gleam. I'm not sorry for it. No. But I love you guys, and check out my picture of my eagle. I love you. Keep painting and have fun. See you soon.